In Minecraft, you can build essentially anything. Castle, a farm, but how about an economy? But building an economy, that takes more than just villagers and emeralds. Because for any currency to work, there must be something greater behind it. A system, an order, a government. In the real world, currencies are backed by powerful structures, governments, central banks, legal frameworks. The US dollar? Well, it works because there's an entire Federal Reserve, a treasury, and a court system behind it. It's accepted because people trust that the rules are being enforced. And without law, there is no standard. And without standard, there's no stability. And furthering that, without stability, currency collapses. So, in Minecraft, players must build this order themselves. They need to build a government, even if it's small. It could be a council of trusted players, a single server admin, or even unwritten social contracts. But it needs rules, it needs trust, and above all, it needs a way to enforce these rules. Only then can a currency truly mean something. But before we can define a stable currency, we need to ask what makes currency valuable. In real-world economics, a good currency is durable, divisible, portable, scarce, and widely accepted. All these apply surprisingly well if we were to put an economy into Minecraft. But what will we use? Emeralds are Minecraft's official currency, used by villagers across the overworld. They're shiny, they're green, they're stackable. You can use it to buy almost anything. But there's a catch. With little effort, emeralds become ridiculously easy to farm. The result? Inflation. In economic terms, when a currency becomes too abundant, it loses its ability to store value. Much like hyperinflation in real-world countries, this makes emeralds unreliable in any sort of economy we put into Minecraft. But let's look at diamonds. Diamonds once ruled as Minecraft's most treasured items. They're hard to find, impossible to craft, and are needed for the best tools and armor. They check all of the boxes, being rare, durable, and recognized by all players. But times have changed, and with villagers now offering diamond gear and netherite taking the top spot, diamonds have lost their edge. They're more of a symbol, but less of a standard. This mirrors what happened when the US left the gold standard in 1971. Gold remained valuable, yes, but it no longer defined the entire system. But how about a technical economy? In technical economies, iron would be our backbone here. It's needed for redstone machines, automation, transportation, essential infrastructure. It's kind of like oil in the real world. Who controls the iron controls the flow of progress. Gold also has a niche. In the Nether, it fuels bartering. In multiplayer servers, gold might act as more like a commodity currency, backing higher level trades. But both iron and gold can be fully automated, and when this supply becomes infinite, value becomes virtually impossible. But what if we make our own currencies? We could use renamed paper as sort of banknotes. It's printable, it's portable, and it's easy to distribute. This kind of mimics the currency of the real world, money backed by trust and not by intrinsic value. But this raises a fundamental economic question. What backs the paper? In history, paper money would be backed by gold reserves. And today, currencies would be backed by government promises and economic productivity. In Minecraft, players probably would have to back their currency with diamonds or iron, netherite, or just times and services in general. The more consistent the backing and the more trust in the issuer, the more stable the currency. But how would we protect from fraud? As you know, you can easily just rename a paper. It's simple, but some players, to prevent fraud, they could make some sort of ledger system, like a blockchain of sorts. Transparent list of all the transaction. It could be stored in a book. You can make spreadsheets or even in some sort of Discord bot. Like Bitcoin, this system makes it harder to manipulate the supply or alter history. But without plugins or redstone computers, it's mostly symbolic, held together by community and trust. So, the question still needs to be asked. What is the most stable currency? Emeralds can be farmed. Diamonds are nothing but just nostalgia. Iron is useful, paper symbolic, and trust is fragile. In truth, there is no single answer, because it's more of a sandbox for systems. Minecraft, that is. A place where players can create their own economies, values, and currencies. But just like in the real world, money is a story. And the most stable currency is the one your community believes in.